we now talk about the evolution of the CIO's role in healthcare, right? Now, how do you think COVID changed the role of the CIO?
Well, as I said, COVID did a lot of stuff for tech leaders in all industries. Forget healthcare, but every industry leader whose responsibility is to, implement tech solutions have seen a tremendous growth in value and the impact driven by technology. So, if I talk about my industry, which is healthcare, as I said, it was very difficult for doctors. We going to doctors to start using technology, help solutions, use it as one of the platforms in which they take care of patients. But thanks to COVID, I think the interest levels have gone up. They are much more reciprocative of using technology. The impact has been great. Especially in my industry, we've employed telemedicine solutions so that, because of COVID, when people are not supposed to come out of their houses, we've employed tech solutions so that their care is continued and there's no, stoppage of ensuring care being happening, especially for chronic cases, etc. It's been very good, and I'm sure that the focus on technology will go even further.
True. So I also believe now the CIO's role is one that is also included in the board, the committee of the boards, where a lot of decisions are kept or taken, keeping the CIOs engaged in the whole of business.
I think yes, because both a promoter-driven company or a professionally managed company, every healthcare organization has realized that the use of technology, the impact which technology can create is quite huge, quite profound. True. Both in terms of driving revenue, ensuring patients are satisfied, the care is happening better. Right, because of that reason, I think a lot of boards are considering CIOs to be part of the board so that they have their tech vision also discussed and implemented across their organizations.
True, absolutely. Now, Dr. Naresh, the pharma sector is always on the hit list of cyber attackers. Why is it so?
Well, I wouldn't pharma, but every industry has seen those such attacks happening, right? Banking, financial, pharma, healthcare. You must have read a lot of recent articles where hospital IT systems also have been targeted by ransomware, right? Maybe I would say because healthcare may not be as proficient of adopting security technologies when you compare it to a finance or a banking industry. Maybe that was one of the reasons why they target. They are easy prey, but at least I would extend it that a lot of hospitals, a lot of healthcare institutions also are at risk currently because of such attacks.
Okay. Now, when we talk about India, right? So where is India in adoption of healthcare technology in their businesses compared to global? I mean, on a global level.
Well, I would say it is. We are almost there, right? From a focus perspective, as I said, every healthcare institution wants to adopt technology to start with, right? Once the focus is there, once the management has realized the impact, then the life of a CIO becomes a little easier in implementing such technology and ensuring people use it, right? Initially, focus was not there. Initially, they were all focused on sales, marketing, the brand image of the organization, etc. But now it is quite easy for us to go ahead and implement solutions. Now that the focus piece is sorted. Now next comes to the application. Do they have enough technology, enough resources in India to do such changes? I would say yes. Right, there are a lot of changes happening, both startup companies or established companies coming out with very innovative products for the healthcare system. It is very interesting, and after NDHM has come into being, because the government is also focused in doing such activities, the market is still have a lot of solutions for every healthcare organization. The size couldn't matter. It could be a standalone hospital, it could be an enterprise, it could be a chain of hospital, doesn't matter. So you have every hospital or every organization are able to adopt such technologies. So market has a lot of good solutions available for us to use.
True, absolutely. Now, you mentioned, the focus is there and there are many technologies being used. Now, what kind of impact is artificial intelligence, machine learning, and other such technologies creating in the healthcare segment? I mean, how these technologies creating an impact?
Well, I would answer that in 2-3 broad ways. Right? To start off with, from a clinical delivery perspective, there are a lot of use cases where we could use AI, ML to deliver better care, right? After end of the day, the people treating patients are still humans, right? It's not computers, right? They would not be abreast with all the latest research happening anywhere in the world, right? That's where the artificial intelligence would definitely help doctors and nurses take informed decisions. It is not to change them or replace them, right? One of the mentors have said it's an assistive intelligence, not an artificial intelligence. We're not replacing doctors or nurses here. We will continue to have. We're not taking them away, but the we should look at as a mode of support for them to deliver effective care. That's where the use cases are huge for us to implement. From operations perspective, it gives a lot of insight for people when running an healthcare organization, right? So both from operations, both from clinical, both from administrative standpoint, there's a lot of potential for artificial intelligence solutions to be employed, especially in the healthcare system. Machine learning, I'm still looking at credible use cases where we could employ, right? I think I'm sure over a period of time those use cases would come up and those solutions would also be available for us to use.
Sure, absolutely. Now, on an ending note for this section, what is the one advice you would give a budding CIO who's coming into the healthcare segment as a CIO?
Well, I would say any person who's aspiring to be in such roles, there's a misconception in the industry saying that a CIO or a CTO should be a tech leader, right? You should, breathe, eat, sleep technology. No, I would say you should understand the industry, the domain first, right? Once you understand the domain, once you understand the nuances of running a healthcare or a hospital, it gives you a different perspective of where do you apply IT solutions into such ecosystem, right? Just being a tech leader would not help you. You need to understand the domain. You need to get onto the ground to understand. Then the third piece is the technology, right? I would say it should be a concoction of all three for you to be successful in this role.
True. So I think with whatever you said, the wave has come towards more of business solutions rather than IT solutions. And
Correct.
IT, of course, being one of the pillars of those solutions.
Exactly.
Very nicely put. Well, thank you for sharing that segment.